Hi everyone, it's Kathy Maxson. Today we are going to Mod Podge or Decoupage these wood trees. It's a 3-pack, it's like a 3D. They slide into each other. We are going to decorate them with scrapbook paper, cardstock, whatever you want. So here is the large tree. This is what I did. I did scrapbook paper. I did both sides the same. I picked up the scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby. I really think that's really pretty. And then this little one, they were the 6x6 papers from Hobby Lobby. So I did 2 different kinds of paper. And they just slide into each other. So I'm going to show you how. I already have the medium size all prepped. So this is what they look like coming out of the bag. So make sure when you get them that they fit each other so that they fit. I had to sand mine a little in the slot because there was some bumps. So make sure you have that. I have already prepped them. What we are going to do, I've never done this method with Mod Podge before, where I painted them already with Mod Podge. They are completely dry. So what I have over on my side over here, we got some parchment paper, and I have my iron. And we are going to iron, and it'll reactivate the glue, so then the paper will stick to the glue. So I want to show you the process. So I have one sheet. I have these little sheets. They also, I think, they were like 8.5 by 11 sheets. I've had them in my stash. Same with the 6x6. I had those in my stash. And then I have this one paper because you have to do both sides of the tree. You could do both sides the same. So this one I did that the same. So both sides were the same. And then that one was that, and the other side was that. And then this one, obviously, all the sides were the same. So I am going to do this paper. I think it was this paper. I'm going to do this tree. I'm going to do the top of the tree because this is going to be seen. And you can see when you slide how it rubs. I want to kind of get the star, and then I'm going to kind of get this candy cane in my tree. So basically, get any kind of, you could do fabric, you can, like I said, scrapbook paper, cardstock, you can even paint them if you want. So what I did, because this is where I want this one, I actually, ooh, how am I going to do this? Because on the other ones, I kind of drew, because I want that paper to show. I'm going to actually kind of hold it up to the light. Sorry. I'm going to go off camera here to see where I want this. So this is where I want this one. The star is on this side. So I'm kind of putting the side that I want my scrapbook paper, I'm going to face the front of my tree down toward it. So I'm going to come in with my pencil and just kind of draw around my tree. And we are going to even do the slit. Doesn't have to be pretty because we are going to cut it a little bigger. So that is my tree. So then I'm going to put front, and then I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to say front. Just so I know that goes to this side. So I'm going to do the same because I want the candy cane on this other side. So sorry, I'm going to hold this up and kind of get it in my tree. And I think that's about where I want it. Sorry. The other ones were thinner, so I could kind of do that. This was a thick paper. So then I'm going to draw this one. Like I said, it doesn't have to be pretty. I'm just want to get an idea of where my tree is. So this is going to be the back, and I'm going to put the bee on the back of this. So then I'm just going to come in with my scissors and just kind of chunks some of these out, because I just want it to be a little closer to my shape, because we are going to use an Exacto knife to trim it up after we iron it on the piece of wood. And then what I did with the slit, I kind of cut to the outside because I wanted to kind of make my slit a little bigger. Because that's, like I said, that's a spot where it was rubbing. And then I'm just going to lift this up and cut it. Well, let's see how good I did. Oh, see, yep, the candy cane's going to be right in the middle of that. I like that. And then that one, the star will do good there too. And if you need to, I had a little pair of scissors. If you need to, we're going to use our cutting mat anyway, so I'll just bring it out. I'm going to get this middle a little better, because that's the part that was hardest to cut, was this little tab here at the end. So that was the hardest to cut. And this is my little finger blade. So you stick your finger in there, and it's going to be my little Exacto knife. So we're going to do the same. So those ones were the slit on the bottom. Those are the ones we did. See, my candy cane's going to come out pretty good, and there's my star. So then I'm just going to use this kind of coordinating. We're going to do the same. And if it's not really directional, I could probably flip it around and use the other side of the paper. But if you have directional, like the first one was directional there, I don't think, oops, let's go front. And then because I had it that way, I'm going to flip it and put an F there. Is this paper? Is this going to matter if it's this way or this way? I don't think so. So I'm just going to use one sheet. Okay, I do have, it is a wool mat. I bought this Amazon. It's actually a big 2-pack. It's a wool pressing mat. So that's my smaller size. This is my larger size. So it's Caltech. It's a wool pressing mat. So this is, I bought this to press my fabric bows. And this is actually the first time I'm using the mat. And this is perfect to use this little mat. It was a 2-pack, it's perfect on to use for this project. So I already have, like I said, I already have the Mod Podge on here and it's completely dry. I did that earlier today. So I'm going to try to line up this bottom of this slit. That's where I kind of want, because like I said, that was my most problem area trying to trim. So but other than that, you just leave it on. We're going to stick our parchment paper over it. And I got my iron. You can have a mini iron. This is just my regular house iron. I haven't bought a mini iron to keep in my craft room yet. But basically, we're just heating up the glue to reactivate it so then the paper will stick to it. And I kind of press it a couple times. I let it cool, then we'll trim the edge because you can't trim both edges at the same time or both sides. So I kind of make sure I'm kind of pushing on the edges. So I'm going to let that one cool and then we will go do this one. So this says F, so this F is going to go with, I got glitter from my ribbon, angel ribbon. So again, I want to line up that slit as best I can because that's the most important thing that I want to get lined up. And I'm going to come in here with my iron. This is this easy. So I'm going to set this one aside. We'll let that cool off. So this one should be cool enough. I'm going to move my wool mat. And then I'm going to get my finger blade. And we're just going to come in here and trim this extra paper off. And you see when I trim the paper off, it kind of leaves that point here. So I just was kind of just cutting it off, and we'll round it off with, I have a nail file, a nail file that I use just for crafting. I can't find my little yellow sander. I cleaned off the table it was on because I needed the table for the craft show in September, and now when I need the knife I can't find it, or the sander, I can't find it. So you see how it's lined up pretty good here at the slit. I just have to trim up the edges. There we go. That one should be cool as well. So let's trim this one up. Okay, I think that one trimmed up pretty good, except for that little spot there. And the end. right, so now we will get our wool mat back and we will do the other side of this one. So see, your B is going to match your B. And again, I want to line up that top of that slit. And then just make sure all your other edges are covered. We will let that one cool. And we will do this one. This should be, line up our slit. Let's get it on the wool mat better. Line up our slit. Okay, I'm still going to leave my iron on. We'll let that one sit. Put our wool mat aside. Get our finger blade out again. And we're going to trim this side up. And if you have spots, I don't know if you can see, it kind of sticks out a little. And I can come back in there and get it with my finger blade. Because then that would snag, you know, and that could get ripped off. I think at this time, I'm not going to cover them with Mod Podge. You can. So that's what that looks like, both sides. Oops, got the paper stuck there. So there's that side, and then there's that side. So let's get this one trimmed up, and then we'll re-iron them. Oh, you can see this one, I don't know why that did that. Side. And it doesn't feel like this one, the glue stuck. Like I said, this is the first time I've done this method, so I think right now that's all I need for my blade. So I put my cover back on my blade. So I'm going to re-iron them again just to make sure. before I sand down the edges. But that's okay. I'm going to just flip this one over. So that's just all one piece I'm ironing. Okay, we will let this one cool. This one should be cool enough. Like I said, I just have a fingernail file that I use for crafting. And I'm just gonna be pulling down. Just to help. You know, and maybe if I kind of show the white all the way around, maybe it'll look like it was planned that way, right? So now this sounds hollow, so I can see, so this back side is not glued very well. Because it almost sounds like it's hollow when I'm filing. I don't know if that makes sense. Showing here, and I can even come if I want. I'm gonna try to pull it down. Then I'm going to flip it over, do the other side. This is the side that had something like coming off of it. Get that white showing the bottom side of the cardstock. This one I don't think I trimmed very close. I could have done a better job. I was just trying to knock the points off these branch tips because I really didn't round them. I do think I'm going to hit this side with iron on because it was one of the edges that felt loose. put it together, see how it looks. Like I said, when you first get them, make sure you put them together before you start doing anything with them. Because I had to. This is a tight fit, this one. Because it doesn't like all that paper. Okay, the other ones were not that difficult. But this is what it looks like. I will try to get it pushed down. But isn't that pretty? And here's all of them. And then here's the baby one. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.